Hey there, everybody. I just thought I'd spend a moment and do a quick video, hopefully quick, on a subject not on development. Just well, kind of. I mean, it's about me. I wanted to kind of share a little bit of history about myself, so you get an idea of who I am, what I've done. Uh, Maybe why I'm learning this stuff. Maybe why you want to keep visiting back. I don't know. Just a quick share video. So I've been a software engineer for over 20 years, going up into the mid 20s, like 23, 24 years now. I graduated from university in the late 90s, having gone back to education because I originally left school and started in the building trade. But I'd always been a bit of a geek in computers when I was younger. And when I was going through that, working daily as in the building trade in various jobs, I did start to teach myself again, sort of Power Basic at the time. It was like one of these basics that you could compile, I believe. But anyway, so left in the sort of university in the late 90s and went into developing back-end stuff. Early, I think it was 2000, I think I got made redundant from a company, and then in 2000 I joined Logicab, sort of the January, I think. And that's where I kind of entered sort of the more mobile stuff. Although I didn't do mobile all the time, I've done a lot more back-end and Windows stuff. But I joined a group that had an SMSC. They, I believe, acquired the company that made this SMSC. So that's the system that allows you to send your sort messages via your phone. And if you didn't know that, which I'm sure you probably did, but yeah, I think this was back in the days when you could only still use, it was 180 characters, I believe, and it was very basic stuff. We used to write code. The systems that allowed you to do things like send A, B, or C to answer the question, competition, stuff like that. And then when I moved on from there, I went to Vodafone, so another big UK mobile provider. And sort of the end of the Logic and the beginning of Vodafone was when sort of not really smartphone, but the first kind of phone-related mobile stuff started coming up. So WAP. It wasn't applications because they weren't run on the phone. They were like web pages that were created with this WAP sort of language, if you want to call it that, and wasn't the greatest thing, which is why it's not around now, although you could probably still find some WAP stuff. But I do remember when I was working at Vodafone, there's a lot of talk in the industry about sort of having systems back then that were kind of like smartphones, but not quite. So they had the idea of like something like a SARM personal organizer, digital personal organizer, that you had headphones that plugged into, and you could answer calls, and then you could potentially load a map and look on the map, and I believe the map would have been statically on the device, so it wasn't like you'd have like lots of apps that could connect to the web and stuff like that. And that's kind of where I left the mobile industry after Vodafone, and long before the kind of the smartphone stuff came on, and went back into I went to do some sort of Windows-based software then, actually, and stuff like that. So through that time, I've done a lot of C++ and some C# stuff, sort of back in the 2006-7 era, something around there, and then more recently, for the last year or two, some more C# with ASP.NET and stuff like that. So getting back into the online and cloud development, and that's why my kind of interest has come back into mobile development, because I did have an interest looking at mobile when sort of the first iOS devices came out and stuff like that. But obviously it was a lot more complicated than using something like Dart and Flutter. So that you'd have to go and learn maybe Android or iOS. It was different languages. It was a lot more intense. Although they have obviously got a little bit more sort of simpler, if you were to compare it to the original kind of time they come out, than they did. So that's where my interest lies. But I just really want to share the fact that I am a developer, have been for many years. So when I go through learning something like Flutter, it's very difficult to see it from the point of view of someone that's never done any coding. Because if you look at Dart, and I will actually put a video, I was looking at some Dart code, and where you use functions and objects, and like the main method, that is so similar to something like C++ and C Sharp and Java that it's very difficult to not know what they're talking about. But what I will try and do with this stuff, as I kind of learn, I will attempt to make it from the perspective of, or hopefully from the perspective of someone that is new, or at least allow people coming from that sort of, perspective to understand what I'm talking about, I hope. So yeah, I'm going to need your help for that, because if I am overcomplicated talking things, then let me know. But as I say, I'm also relearning. Flutter itself is different to the language I've used in the past. The underlying Dart will be fairly similar, but Flutter, where sort of widgets and stuff like that, it's a little bit different. So that is definitely from the perspective of someone who's never done anything like that before. So yeah, I just wanted to share just a little bit of this, just a quick brief overview of me, my history, and just to say, look, I'm new to all this too. I'm going to be new to this, sharing this stuff like this, although I've done other things in the past, but this is all new to me. This stuff. So yeah, if you enjoy any of the content, then do click that like button, because it lets me know what stuff you like and what stuff you don't. Think about subscribing, because that would be very helpful for me pushing out content, especially if it's content that you want to see. And also that little bell icon, so that you know when something new does come out. So that's it now. I've yammered on for far too long, a lot longer than I wanted to, because by the time I was saying 7.5 minutes. So yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully we can learn all this mobile stuff together. I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually really enjoying it, so I hope you are too. Right, laters. What was that? Too old. Bye for now.